The movie opens with Ning discovering her apartment in disarray due to her tenant's negligence. Despite the tenant's absence and lack of response, the estate agent suggests that Ning's family could refurbish the apartment, move in, and rent out their current house. This idea becomes tempting when a potential tenant shows interest in their house, offering enough rent to cover the apartment's mortgage. However, Ning's husband, Cowan, is hesitant due to the volume of their belongings and potential issues with the tenant. Despite his concerns, Ning persuades him to meet the prospective tenants. Throughout this ordeal, Ning finds joy in the simple moments with her daughter, Ing. Ning informs Quinn about an interview and asks him to meet a tenant, but he suggests cancelling. Despite this, Ning and Ing visit the house where Tom is showing it to Rattray and Nook. Quinn unexpectedly agrees to their moving in. After they move out, Ning asks neighbor Mrs. Thorne to watch the new tenants. The family celebrates Ing's 7th birthday in their new condo. That night, Ning prepares for bed, but Quinn chooses to sleep on the couch due to his snoring. Ning thanks Quinn for moving and notices his tattoo, similar to one on Nook. Mrs. Thorne shares observations of the new tenants' reclusive behavior, crow feathers at their door, and suspected black magic. She hears chants at 4 a.m. and sees crows flying over the house. In the morning, Ning is devastated to find her dog dead. She then checks the tenants' IDs and tries to verify Rattray's medical credentials online, but finds no record. Quinn suggests Rattray's name might have been removed upon retirement. Ning shares her concerns about the tenants' odd behavior and their habit of opening their mail, prompting Quinn to promise a change of mailing address. Ning notices Quinn's tattoo matches Nook's, but Quinn dismisses it as a coincidence. In the next scene, Ning asks her ex-boyfriend, Nut, to investigate the tenant's background. Ning wakes to crows and her daughter's fear of a figure, which she assures is a reflection. After investigating noises and an opening closet, she finds nothing. At 4 a.m., she receives a video of a ritual from Mrs. Thorne, but can't locate her or Quinn. Quinn returns with a red book used to trap a rat, which he keeps despite Ning's objections. Ning's worry increases as Mrs. Thorne doesn't respond and her video is deleted. Ning visits Mrs. Thorne's house, finding only her car. Nook says Mrs. Thorne returned to her hometown, which Ning finds suspicious. Back at the condo, Ning finds Ing's scattered belongings and plans to discuss the mess. Instead of Ing, Ning finds a doll on the chair that suddenly makes a noise. Ing claims her father gifted her the doll for her birthday. That night, Ning hears Ing having a nightmare and attempts to comfort her, but is unnerved by the doll's stare. As she puts the doll away, Quinn's alarm draws her attention. It's 3:45 a.m. and she sees Quinn preparing to leave with the book. As she tries to follow him, a falling charger alerts Quinn, who returns to the couch. As Ning settles back to sleep, she notices Ing's dress hanging out of the closet. While putting it away, she sees a figure touching Ing in the bed through the mirror's reflection. Ning is shocked by an apparition touching Ing in the mirror, but finds nothing when she turns. The next morning, she finds scratches on Ing's chest that match Quinn's tattoo. That night, she stays awake until Quinn's 3:45 a.m. alarm, watches him leave with a book from his locked backpack, and follows him to the 8th floor and a staff-only area. She follows a staircase to the rooftop, where she finds Quinn chanting amidst crows. Startled by a falling satellite dish, she retreats, but realizes Quinn didn't notice her. She tries to record the scene, but only sees a figure in her phone, not in reality. When an eye suddenly opens, she flees back to the condo as crows attack. She pretends to sleep when Quinn checks on her. The next morning, while Quinn is in the bathroom, she retrieves the red book from his backpack and hides it under her dress. In another room, she finds the book's pages are blank. She discovers a closet filled with black magic items and hides the book there. Ning finds Ing at school with Rattray, who vanishes. Ing reappears, unaware of Rattray, with a mark on her neck. Ning takes Ing home, gathers their belongings, and finds Quinn in the car. Concerned for Ing, Ning decides to leave Quinn, leading to a fight interrupted by two men. Ning and Ing escape to a hotel. Ing wishes to help her father. The next day, Ing meets Nut, who reveals Rattray's real identity as Napaporn Panthawa. Nut's girlfriend, Am, warns Ing to stay away from Nut. Ing finds Ing missing from the hotel and learns she left with her father. Ning finds blood and strange markings in the empty condo. She visits the vacant house, finding odd drawings and an infested bed. Tom informs her the tenants moved out the previous day. Then, Tom and Ing are in a car searching for Ing. Ing notices a tattoo on Tom's hand. hand, similar to Quinn's. She feigns sickness, causing Tom to stop the car. She locks herself in the car, but Tom breaks the window and grabs her. Ing burns Tom's hand with a lighter and tries to escape, but Tom catches her and puts her in a suitcase. He takes her to an empty house. His phone alarm rings at 3:45 a.m., the same time as Quinn's daily alarm. The film then shifts to a flashback from Quinn's perspective 11 years ago. His daughter, Ja, wakes him up on her birthday and opens a gift from him, a doll similar to Ing's. Quinn has made the doll's dress to match Ja's and stitched her name on it. As Quinn makes breakfast, Ja asks for 3 eggs to grow tall. Quinn notices bite marks on her neck and tells her to shower, assuring her he fixed the water heater. Ja dies due to a water heater malfunction during a shower. Quinn, who was left by Ja's mother after her birth, is in denial and treats a doll as if it were Ja. Ing, who mistakenly visits Quinn's house thinking it's her aunt's, ends up marrying Quinn and they have a daughter. Ing Quinn, still grieving for Ja, hears his daughter Ing express a wish identical to Ja's, to grow tall by eating 3 eggs. This prompts Quinn to retrieve a box containing Ja's doll and photos. Despite a call from Ing about a potential tenant, Quinn is reluctant to rent the house. However, when the doorbell rings, he ends up showing the house to the tenants. After inspecting the bathroom, Rattray informs Quinn that she senses Ja's death there, assuring him it was quick and painless. She suggests Ja's young spirit still lingers and offers him a red book for help. Rattray proposes moving into the house for further discussions. When Ing arrives, the tenants inquire about moving in, to which Quinn agrees for the next month. In a later scene, Rattray invites Quinn to join a cult and pray, leading to Quinn getting a chest tattoo. One morning at 3:45, Quinn takes the red book and ascends to the building's rooftop to set up his cult paraphernalia and pray, noticing a large flock of crows overhead. Then, Rattray informs Quinn that the crows signify it's time for Ja's spirit to depart. Quinn pleads for a way to keep Ja's spirit, and Rattray suggests a ritual to reincarnate her spirit into a new body, ideally of the same age as Ja. She considers Ing a suitable candidate, assuring Quinn that Ing won't be harmed. Later, Quinn gives Ja's doll to Ing, explaining it belonged to her older sister. When asked about her encounters with Ja, Ing reveals that Ja disappears when others are present and hasn't been seen since they moved to the condo. Quinn explains to Ing that Ja, lacking a physical body, must leave. Overwhelmed, Ing cries as Quinn tells her she can help bring Ja back, to which she agrees. The next day, after ensuring Ing and Ing have left, Quinn sets up a ritual space in a closet and draws a symbol on the bed with red liquid. During his early morning prayers, despite a falling satellite dish, he continues praying as the book's pages burn to reveal writings. He sees a little girl, whom he believes is Ja's spirit, but she disappears. He hears a woman scream and sees crows attacking Ing. He informs Rattray via text about Ing witnessing the ritual. Receiving a message from Rattray about performing the ritual the next day, he learns that Ing needs to have 3 marks on her body. Rattray plans to make the 2nd mark at school, and Quinn will make the 3rd. In a later scene, Rattray makes a mark on Ing's neck while sitting on a bench. In the following scene, Ing takes Ing away from Quinn. Then, Quinn receives a call from Ing, picks her up from a hotel, and they head to meet Rattray at their house. They learn Rattray is at Forn's house, where Quinn sees Ing leave with Tom. Noosh informs him that Forn will return that night. Ensuring Ing won't return soon, they proceed with the ritual at their house. Rattray instructs Quinn to mark Ing's forehead with his blood. Quinn notices a leak in the ceiling and follows a shadow, initially thinking it's Ja. However, the shadow enlarges, indicating it's not Ja. Unexpectedly, Mrs. Forn enters, surprising Quinn. Suddenly, Forn stabs Quinn, her eyes appearing completely white. Despite Quinn's attempt to escape, Forn catches and stabs him again. Ing arrives and breaks down in tears. Nuke intervenes, taking Ing away. Rattray then arrives, opening a box to reveal another doll named Prey, Rattray's deceased youngest daughter. Rattray clarifies that the little girl Quinn saw on the rooftop was Prey, not Ja, and that she has kept Prey's spirit in the doll for years, waiting for a suitable body. She announces that Prey will be resurrected that night. The film then shifts to Rattray's perspective, showing flashbacks from 4 months ago, where Rattray, Tom, and Nuch observe Ing from a distance at her school. Upon confirming that Ing possesses the 6th sense and is a suitable host for Prey, Rattray is moved to tears. In the next scene, Rattray, Tom, and Nuch vandalize Ing's condo, intending to blame the previous tenants. After moving into the house, they prepare for a ritual, but Rattray senses Ja's spirit. Ratri and Nuke search for the spirit, eventually finding it in the attic along with Ja's old doll. Ratri manages to trap Ja's spirit in the doll just in time. As the 3:45 a.m. alarm rings, Ratri begins the ritual. During the ritual, the doll moves and blood appears on the bed. Suddenly, Prey's spirit emerges from the doll. Thorn witnesses the ritual and records it, but is spotted by Ratri. Ratri confronts Thorn at her house, where a terrified Thorn pleads for mercy. Ratri commands Thorn to serve their cult god, causing Thorn's eyes to turn white. Ratri meets Ing at school and confirms that Ja can inhabit her body. Ratri, who lives in Granny's body, explains that Ing's special ability allows her to see Ja. Ratri shows Ing the ritual for body inhabitation, and Ing agrees to let Ja live in her body. Back home, Ing questions Granny about Ratri's inhabitation. Ratri reveals she killed the original owner to live alone in the body. As Ing tries to escape, she finds an injured Quinn and is captured by Nuke for a ritual to let Ya inhabit her body. Tom's alarm rings, leading him to discover Ing's ringing phone in an empty suitcase. Meanwhile, Nuke takes Ing to the bedroom for the ritual. Quinn awakens and fights Nuke in an attempt to save Ing, but Nuke overpowers him. Nuke receives a text from Tom claiming he's dealt with Ing. However, it's revealed that Ing has killed Tom and is using his phone to locate Nuke and Ratri. Ing drives to Quinn's house, attempts to call 911, but her phone dies. Ratri prepares Ing for the ritual. Ing arrives at the house, armed with a hammer and paint sprays, which she places in a microwave and turns on amidst a swarm of crows. During a rescue attempt, Ing is choked by Ratri, but a microwave explosion allows her to escape. She finds Ing unconscious and tries to attack Ratri, but is stopped by unseen forces. She strikes a doll with a hammer, releasing Prey's spirit. Despite being cornered by Ratri and Nuke, and the ceiling collapse, Ing escapes and kills Nuke. In Quinn's final moments, he frees Ja's spirit from a doll and asks her to protect her sister. In the present, Ing eliminates Ratri and survives a horrifying event. At the hospital, Ing is shocked when her daughter refers to her as Auntie. Ja, now in Ing's body, apologizes for taking over. This leaves Ing devastated as they grieve together. Later, Ja rides her mother's bike, guided by Ing, now absent, is replaced by Ja, but is accepted by a stranger. Despite her father's loss, Ja finds a mother's love in a woman she never knew. And with that, the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen and don't forget to subscribe for amazing videos. See you in the next one.